Hey everyone, it's Dan Wardrope here from Flexxable, and today I want to talk to you about the world of opportunity within digital marketing. What we're seeing here is very, very, very special. I liken it to, as far as wealth building and adding value, I liken it to what happened in the 80s and 90s in Wall Street, Wall Street, and in the city in London and whatever other market there are in other parts of the world. In the 80s and 90s, I'm not sure how much value they added, but they just created so much wealth and money because things just went like this. All right, it was after the recessions and in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it just absolutely boomed. And I think we're kind of about here in the digital marketing space and the world of advertising, where we can just add so much value that the byproduct of that is really incredible wealth. And I think hearing the stories of the bankers that were earning millions a year, I think you're going to start hearing that with digital marketers and lead gen people and people that create value in programs and courses and things like that. There's a real shift in the marketplace, and it's great, but it also can be a blessing and a curse, because the byproduct of all this wealth and opportunity is things that can take you off track, like opportunities that can take you off track. All right. And this is something that I've learnt the hard way in the past, but I think I've kind of got it figured out now. And I wanted to pass on a little bit of knowledge from someone that's been there, done it, and kind of messed up a little bit along the way and doesn't make that mistake anymore. And one of the main reasons that I've figured it out is because I have someone that's smart, a mentor that kind of guides me and helps me, that I can talk to and run decisions by. It's my father is great at that type of thing. My brothers are also good sounding boards, but I also have a mentor that I'm not related to, called James Franco at Silver Circle. You should check him out because he's a great guy. silvercircle.com. Go and have a look. He's amazing. And he likened opportunity and doing new things and creating new businesses as like a spoke in a wheel. All right. So if you're going off and creating a whole new wheel, that's a bad thing. All right. And I'll give you an example. About 18 months, 2 years ago, I said to him, listen, James, I think F45, a gym franchise, is going to be great. I can buy a franchise. I've got money in the business. And I can drive leads to it, and I can build my own gym, and it's going to be easy. And let's do it. I'm going to do it. And he was like, Dan, that's not a good idea, because it's not a spoke in the wheel. All right. It's a completely different business model, as opposed to when I approached him and said, listen, one of my friends has said, Dan, can we license Flex Digital, my agency over in Canada, and build a new business over there as a new enterprise he was a joint director, 50-50, and it's a new business. And he's like, yes, go for it. That's completely different, because all of the systems and the processes and the knowledge that I have here in Flex UK is being easily transferred over to Canada. And that's another spoke in the wheel. And I just created a new venture this week, actually, in North America, which is going to be a new course and a new program. Stay tuned to hear what that's all about. But that is, again, another spoke in the wheel, because I have an education program myself over here in the UK. And from what I've learned there, I'm able to easily transfer that knowledge over to my partner over there in North America. And it means that I can leverage my skills and my experience to help her grow this business to similar levels of what we've done over here in the UK. So hopefully that's a good example of opportunity and saying no to stuff, all right, and saying yes to stuff, all right, because if you are one of these guys that has been like me in the past, it's attracted by that shiny object and jumping at stuff because you are you're desperate and you want to make something work, and it hasn't worked for you so far, then that's dangerous. All right. Do not even consider moving and trying something new until you've mastered what you've done. Okay, if you're an agency and you're doing lead generation, then stick with that until you've mastered it. All right, don't go and try and buy a life insurance brokerage or something like that and generate leads for that business until you've made your initial thing work. All right, and it's very important because it's about the long game. You have to realize that there's so much opportunity and so many improvements and ways you can get better if you just slow down and focus on one thing. All right, so I guess my guidance is, if you're still haven't got stuff figured out and you're still getting better and learning and growing, then stick with what you're doing, okay? Because you can make it work. All right, if you are doing okay and you're looking at expanding and using your skill set to start new things, then start something that is very, very closely related to what you're doing now. Okay, that could be licensing your agency. It could be, potentially creating a program based off what you're doing at the moment. That type of stuff is okay, all right, but not until you've mastered what you've done first. All right, because if you haven't made one thing work, it's unlikely that you're going to make the next thing work. Stick with it, be consistent, slow down, and you'll be fine. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've made it clear. We're in a great place as digital marketers and digital advertisers. The world is our oyster. Especially if you're in lead gen, the amount of value you can add to business owners is just off the charts. All right, we are in a great place. So stick with it, enjoy, and I'll speak to you soon.